It doesn't really matter how things started, it's how you deal with the situation. Jesus, take the wheel and drive fast.
Hey, Samore Love bugs, you have now tuned into my Real Housewives of Atlanta recap. Guys, be sure to subscribe if you have not yet done so. Also, be sure to share this video wherever you like to share videos. Right now I'm kind of contemplating if I'm going to continue to do the Real Housewives of Atlanta recaps, or I might just take like a break for 2 weeks, because I feel like you guys aren't really watching it. I gotta look at my numbers again, but it feels like you guys don't really care about this show too much. But I'll check again and see. Maybe I'll keep it on, but nonetheless I am going to be taking a break towards the end of the year. I don't know if I'll be taking 2 weeks or I might take just one, but I'll see depending on how this one goes. Anyways, so we start off back at the fight scene. We go knock that like fight night. We start off at the fight scene, honey. And Porsha, she's all like, you're fake, and putting her hands right there in Cynthia's face. And to be honest, that's a trigger. I mean, I remember somebody had put their hand in my face like that back in my, before I was saved. Nah, I'm not even saved, y'all. But back in my backsliding days, you know, back in my bad girls days, my bad gal tone up days. And it used to piss me off and it used to pop off. Like, it used to get crazy. So I can definitely understand why Cynthia would get upset, you know? And then somehow, some way, I guess, like, Porsha kind of got up. And Cynthia felt like, okay, I'm being threatened, and she kicked her. I was like, yo, that was like the most like aggressive yet subtle kick at the same darn time that I have seen ever. You know, it was like she kicked her with some force. You know, she put that donkey kick up into it. Boom. But then it's like she was still sitting down on the little lounge chair like nothing had happened. She was just like, you know, she had a little screw face on, but she was still chilling on the chair. I was just like, me, I done got up, you know, hype. You know, she was just like real chill. And that was her first fight. Go ahead, point for you, Cynthia. So then Porsha and Shamel, they got exiled off the boat. They had to leave after that. Yeah, I guess it was Porsha's assistant. I don't know who that guy was, but he jumped on Porsha. He's like, girl, I'm trying to save your job. Chill out. She talking about, I'm gonna beat her up. I'm gonna catch her alone. Like, girl, you sound like you straight on the block, honey. Like, you on the block and you fighting for your life. The craziest part and the funniest part to me was that they had like so many crybabies on this boat. We had Tammy, I think that's her name, Tammy, right? She was crying downstairs, hiding from everybody. Then we also had Shamel, she was crying at one point. And we look over to our left and Kim was also crying. I'm like, y'all all knew. And we could tell y'all all knew by your reactions. Don't none of these women cry. They look at you with the side eye, they make jokes, and they move on and start drinking once again. They don't play that. Cynthia, she called Peter and asked him to come home because she just needs to talk to him. She needs somebody by her side. She tells him things just got really out of hand and she needs him. So he agrees to come back. And then when she does see him, like later on in the show, he does tell her that he feels that the whole thing sparked off. He was like, you probably hurt her. And if you kick somebody, you probably hurt them. I mean, it's true though, you know? You're not even thinking about the repercussions or what it is exactly that you did. You kick somebody, they're gonna be hurt and they probably gonna be bruised. You know what I mean? And she had a whole ton of bruises on her. And he was just saying, oh, I feel like this is not necessarily because of her. Like maybe it wasn't even had anything to do with her. I think it's because of our situation, because you're frustrated and things like that. So she actually did see that and she kind of agreed to it. And even Cynthia was saying, you know, she didn't understand why she was so upset over like pretty much nothing. Taking off a rhinestone off my face. So she didn't understand why she was pretty much upset over nothing. Like all of them were talking. They all been talking that same way, saying the B word to each other and everything else. She done called people that several times throughout the boat ride that they were having. And for her to get upset because she said it to her was pure craziness. Kung Fu Panda, aka Cynthia, she now speaks to Kenya, and Kenya said she would like all of them to have a sit down and squash everything because they're all friends at the end of the day. Porsha and Kenya meet before the brunch that they intend to all have, and they both were wearing like the same hairstyles. Did y'all notice that? It was cute. So they are talking, but it kind of was not really going in a good direction, because Kenya was saying that she saw how Porsha was acting, and it seems like Porsha, like she was trying to put all the blame on Porsha. And then she even at one point she made a jab and said, oh, well, this is not the first time it happened, or something along those lines. Because Porsha was like, you don't have any compassion for me, and I really don't need to have this conversation with you. And she was saying, oh, isn't this like familiar? And it's kind of like she was taking it personal in a sense. Like she's not, and I totally understand where Porsha was coming from, because at the end of the day, Kenya don't have she didn't have any reason to have that conversation. There was no good intended, and all she was really trying to do was take little jabs and just kind of say, oh, don't you see that it's a pattern here? You're the issue, you're the problem. I mean, she does have an issue with not necessarily being able to maybe have a conversation, and sometimes she's not able to own up to her faults. But I don't necessarily think she was perfectly wrong in the situation. It just got out of control. That's the way I feel. Kim and Candy, they were the first two to get to the brunch, and then Kim, she was like, I can't be around these women if they're not going to be on time. And I'm like, girl, well, I guess this is your exit goodbye, your first and last episode or season on this particular show, because yeah, they're always late for everything. You got to get used to it if you're going to be with these people. You just got to. I was surprised that Candy was there. She probably had a ride because she's pregnant or something. I don't know. Something changed, but whole time, loads of the time, she be the one that's late. I mean, they had to go on planes before, and she was late because she went to go get something to eat. So, you know, she couldn't really chime in too much with that one. When they all finally arrive, Porsha and Cynthia, they go to the back. They have like a little discussion, and it goes so much better, and they're back to being cordial. I don't know necessarily if you want to say friends, but they're back to being at a much better place. And it was funny because when they had walked away, Kenya was trying to say, oh, that the conversation that she had with Porsha before the brunch was needed, but it was kind of going the wrong way because Porsha doesn't want to take accountability for actions and things like that. And Candy came to her rescue like, but I feel like you're the same type of person. Like, you don't take accountability for your actions. And Candy was saying the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Candy talking about she didn't want to say too much because she's pregnant. I'm like, girl, at the end of the day, Candy's right. Y'all just get upset when people call you out and tell you what it is exactly that you're doing wrong. You like to tell people what they're doing wrong, but you don't like to see what you're doing wrong. Okay. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. It was a pretty quick episode, not too much to talk about, just one of those wham, bam, jam, you're out of here types of episodes. And I guess we'll be back on Sunday. Be sure to check out my second channel, well, my first channel actually. Be sure to check out Samore Love TV for my Love and Hip Hop reunion recap. And then we'll be back on here on Sunday because Empire's not here right now, unfortunately. Alright, thanks for watching. Be sure to stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one. Laters.